Hello, my name is Cameron Esslinger, and I'm going to show you how to use Universal Access. First, you'll have to go to the System Preferences application. If you do not have System Preferences on your dock, you can go to the Spotlight and type in System, and it'll pop up System Preferences. Once you have the System Preferences window open, you'll be able to go to an application called Universal Access. It is a white man in a blue circle. You'll open the Universal Access. The Universal Access has been split up into four categories: seeing, hearing, keyboard, mouse, and trackpad. First off, in seeing, there's this application called VoiceOver. In order to change the VoiceOver utility, you can open VoiceOver utility. It'll allow you to change the greeting and like the verbosity, the speech, like what type of person you want to speak to you, and other things such as navigation, web, sound, visuals, commanders, and braille. First off, we're going to turn on VoiceOver, and it is going to say its greeting.
Welcome to VoiceOver. My name is Cameron Esslinger. Hi, GenYes Rocks. System Preferences, Window, Universal Access, Toolbar.
Now it is going to explain the toolbar and how to control it.
You are currently on a toolbar. To interact with the items on this toolbar, press Control, Option, Shift, down arrow. Interact with toolbar. 4 items, search text field.
This just gave me control of the entire toolbar instead of just having the entire thing highlighted. Now that it has control of the search menu, I will be able to type in what I choose, and it will voice what I am typing.
semicolon, S-L-O.
After that, in order to turn off the VoiceOver application, all you'd have to do is hold down the command button and press F5.
VoiceOver off.
After that, you will have control of your computer, and the VoiceOver will no longer be speaking what you are doing. VoiceOver is very useful for people that are seeing impaired. It will allow them to know exactly what they're clicking on or exactly what they're looking at. Also, another thing that's very useful for Zoom is the option menu. The option menu allows you to control the maximum and minimum amount that the page will zoom. Also, it will allow you to control where the pointer moves when you are zoomed in. I'm going to personally select it to where it continuously follows the pointer, because then the window will move around with the pointer and I'll know what I'm doing. After that, we'll show you what Zoom will do on the internet. In order to, say you want to look at this picture on a web search, all you'd have to do is hold down the Option and Command button and press the equal button in order to zoom in on the picture. Also, the page will move around with my cursor, because that is the way that I set the settings for it. Also, to zoom out, you'll hold down Option and Command and press the minus button. Once you are completely zoomed out, we will be able to go to the next page. And say you want to look at a video, but you don't want to go to full screen because it will slow down the process of loading the video. This zoom is a very useful thing for that. All you'd have to do is zoom in on the video, and then you'd be able to start it, and it would be like it is full screen, but you are not in full screen, you are just zoomed in. Next, we have the display. Display will allow you to change the types of colors within the computer's screen to allow you to focus on different words, text, programs, colors, and all that in a different way. You will not be able to see what the display will change to due to the recording, but say you were to click white on black, it would automatically flip it to a negative, which means it will flip everything from black on white, which is the normal screen that you are looking at right now, to white on black, which you are not able to see, but I have clicked on it. It also gives you the ability to use a grayscale, which makes everything black and white, or it gives you the ability to enhance the contrast, which gives deeper colors, makes the colors have much darker and deeper look to them. Also, you'll be able to choose whether or not you are able to access Forest devices, which means you can plug in something else and you'll be able to access it with that device. Also, you could click on this button, which will show the Universal Access Man up on the actual toolbar, or you can click it off and that Universal Access Man will disappear. The hearing section of the Universal Access gives you the ability to turn on this, which will flash the screen every time an alert sound occurs. The screen will flash just like that, or you can choose to play the stereo audio as a mono. And the best way I can explain that is that a mono puts out a single sound to both speakers, as where stereo differentiates between left and right sound. It'll play the left sound to the left speaker and the right sound to the right speaker. Also, to raise or lower the volume, you'll be able to use the adjust volume button. This will allow you to change the sound effects the sound of the sound effects that play when an alert is to pop up. You'll be able to choose what it plays the audio through, how loud or how quiet the volume will be, whether or not it plays this interface sound effects, plays feedback when volume is changed, which is this, whether or not it plays the feedback, or whether or not the sound effects within Front Row, which is a program that most teachers, I'm not sure if they are aware of it, but it is a program that allows you to control your computer for movies and all that stuff, movies, TV shows, music, podcasts, photos, settings, and all that. You'll be able to control whether or not there are sound effects to that through this. Also, you could change the output volume of these sound effects and all three sections, the sound effects, output, and input. You can also have it, if you unclick this, it'll get rid of the microphone that was up here to control your volume. Or if you click it again, it'll turn it right back on and you control the volume from your toolbar. So say you were to go to output, this allows you to change the type of way that the computer outputs the audio that it is playing. It'll allow you to control whether or not it plays to the left or the right speaker, depending on whether or not you have stereo or mono on. If you have mono on, you will not be able to differentiate the two. Also, it still allows you to control the output volume from this window. And then the input, it allows you to control the input level volume, whether it's quiet or if it's really loud. Or you can change what microphone is being used to record what I'm saying, or all of that. Also, you could use the ambient noise reduction, which will reduce all noise within the background of me, which also really helps if you were in to be a slightly disturbed area, but you want to record what you're doing. It will try to single out and get rid of those voices in the background, like my dog barking. Also, you could still adjust the output volume within this menu. Next, we have the keyboard. The keyboard is very useful if you were to turn on Sticky Keys. Sticky Keys is a program that allows people that most of the people in today's society does a little finger poking. They'd be able to click a button or a function like the shift button, and it'll pop up that it actually has the shift button open. Or say you don't want it to pop up, you can just click this and it'll get rid of it. Or if you turn it back on, it'll pop up that image again. Also, this allows people to say they want to type in the @ sign. They'd be able to hit shift and then hit 2 in 2 different motions instead of having to do both at the same time. They allow them to do it with one hand for people that may have disabilities that don't allow them to use both hands. This is very useful to them because they can use one hand and control their computer. Also, slow keys is very effective for people that are trying to type very fast, but yet they keep doubling up on letters or something. You are able to change the acceptance delay, which means if you were to make it longer, it would take a lot longer to type something. Say I'd have to hold down the A key, or then I'd have to hold down the backspace key to delete it. It takes a lot longer to accept a letter, which means someone really has to want to put that letter in order for it to pop up. Also, we have the mouse and trackpad. Mouse keys is a function within the computer that if you were to have a numerical keypad, which this computer does not, but most computers do, a numerical keypad is a number keypad off to the right of the keyboard, and this will allow you to control the mouse with the numerical keypad by using the arrows while on the numerical keypad. Also, you can change the initial and delay and maximum speed. So this will control the delay on whether or not, like, how long it takes to respond to you pressing the key, and this will change how fast or how slow the mouse will move around on the screen. Also, for people that are very seeing deficient, they could turn the cursor size up if they have a hard time seeing the cursor. This will make the cursor larger or smaller. Also, you could ignore the built-in trackpad when mouse keys is on, which means when you have mouse keys on, if you were to turn this on, the trackpad would no longer work to control the mouse. Or say you have a wireless trackpad, or you would ignore the trackpad when a wireless trackpad or a plug-in mouse or wireless mouse is connected, which means that you can no longer use the trackpad, you can only use the connected device. Finally, we have the keyboard preferences, which allows you to control what the keyboard shortcuts are. Say you want to add a keyboard shortcut, you could go over here and press the plus button, and then you would have to choose what application you would want to do, and then you could type in the shortcut, like say Option Command 3, and it will have that for you. And I'll type chess, and it will add that. Now, when I click on it, I'll do Option Command 3, and it should pop up the chess menu. And say you want to delete it, you can click the minus button, and that'll delete the actual shortcut that is on here. And you would have to click on what shortcut you would want to delete. Also, you could do like all your windows through expose and spaces that you have open. You could have shortcuts to those windows by pressing a combination of buttons, and that is how you use Universal Access.